Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Please ignore that. Usually I have like plants and stuff sitting up there and like cute picture frames, but right now it's just some cords and some thermostats because I'm working on the pet room and I hope to have that all done and revealed by the end of December, but it's a lot of work. In fact, this whole side of the room, oh my god, can you see? Is that, well, that's the Exoterra. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming and I'll have a big shopping haul coming soon so you guys can see that stuff. But anyways, back to Carci. So as you saw by the title, I got a West Indian Leopard Gecko, and West Indian Leopard Geckos are not the same type of leopard gecko that you've seen on my channel before or that you've seen in pet stores or at expos. A lot of the geckos in captivity that are leopard geckos are just Eublepharis macularius. Say that 10 times fast. And then she is in fact a Eublepharis fuscus. She comes from a different area and she looks different and she feels different, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But I have for a solid year been looking for different leopard gecko species and wanting to keep outside of macularius. But because I only keep like adoptable, rehomed, rescued, or pet only types of geckos, that can be really challenging because they're kind of hard for breeders to get a hold of in the first place because they want to breed them for captivity so people can have them as pets. But like, it's hard enough for a breeder to get them who has the intention of breeding them and who's like willing to pay certain amounts of money to get a group of them and yada yada. It's hard enough for them, but I don't want to breed my geckos, and on top of that, I want a gecko that has some sort of issue that it can't be bred. Like typically I will get geckos that are not breeder quality because they all need a home. There's so many of them, as you can see. There's gecko bookshelves all around me. For the past year, I've been looking at Gecko Boa's pet only section of their website because they'll list their leopard geckos that have like birth defects or that have genetics that aren't breeder quality, that sort of thing. And they'll list them there for like a discounted price for people who just want pets who aren't looking for like a breeder quality gecko, which I think is really great. And the reason I decided to support Gecko Boa, because as you know I typically don't buy from breeders, is because Gecko Boa does not breed Enigma or Lemon Frost, two very problematic leopard gecko morphs, and I vibe with that. I think that's great. So back in January of this year, I found a hardwiki. I think that's how it's pronounced, but it's spelled hardwiki, so that's how I'm gonna say it. And I had desperately wanted her, but I couldn't make that financial decision. It wasn't like she was expensive or anything, but I had lost my job in August and I had just started a new job in January, and I was like, I don't have it right now, so I can't make that decision. And it ate me up for like the whole rest of the year, and I would kept checking every single week, and it's just regular Eublepharis macularius, which are fine, but of course I already have so many of them, so I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting. And then September, Karsi was on the site, and as soon as I was scrolling I noticed that she was not a Eublepharis macularius, and you can kind of tell when you look at her, but she's Eublepharis fuscus, and I was like, oh heck yes. So I talked to a couple friends of mine who are breeders and who keep fuscus, and I also looked up different like research articles about them online, and just like to get like a basic grasp of their care, because of course I do research about all kinds of species, but like I never imagine I'll get to keep them because, like I said a million times now, I don't like go after them. I just have to wait for the opportunity to rise. So of course I like to refresh my memory, so I was doing that, and then I purchased her. And full disclosure, because I believe in that, she was only $80, which I mean a lot of leopard geckos are way more expensive than that, so I felt comfortable paying that, not like an extreme amount of money towards a breeder, which is fine. I'm not judging you. If that's what you like to do, go for it. But because of like my brand or whatever, like how I show myself on this channel as being someone who keeps pet only or adoptable geckos, I figured I should disclose that. And she has a spinal deformity, so she is pet only for a good reason. She's got a big hump like right before her tail in her spine, and it's pretty noticeable. And you know, I applaud Gecko Boa and other breeders that don't breed those geckos, because there are plenty who will breed deformed geckos or breed geckos with neurological problems or breed geckos that have no business being bred because they just don't have the genetics there to back it up, like people who don't know the genetics and they breed their geckos anyway. That's a video for a different day. So Carci was shipped to me and she arrived on September 10th. So I've had her for a while now, but like I kind of gotten in the habit of whenever I get an animal, I wait before, because there's the whole quarantine period, which is a minimum of 3 weeks, and then there's just like the period of me actually filming a video, which takes me a long time, sorry. And it is now December, and so now you're getting to meet her. I'm sorry that it took so long, but if you're on Patreon or Instagram or Twitter, you've seen bits of her. If you're on Patreon, you've seen tons. You've already knew I was going to get her when it happened. But yeah, I'm sorry it took so long. I hope you don't care. Part of the reason I also waited so long is because I was experimenting on how to house her, because I have like a couple different things from a couple different people, like I said, that I had talked to who kept this species, and so I was just trying to see like what would work best for her, and I'm still working on that. So far she's doing really well in the gecko bookshelf design. She's up there. I actually have more plants I just purchased for her today, and they're gonna go in that enclosure before I give a full tour. But before, I mean, my makeup's on, I figured I might as well do the intro now. So with all that said, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the unboxing of Carci. I'm sorry this took so long as an intro. I know people hate how much I talk. Listen, I'm sorry. Okay. So anyways, here is the unboxing, and I'll see you guys again later to talk about the differences I've noticed between fuscus and macularius, and then we'll have an outro. So I'm just gonna apologize for how tired I look. Whenever I'm expecting a new animal, I always have like a lot of nervousness, and so I just like don't sleep well at all. I toss and turn all night, and then even though I have an alarm set, I'm always awake before the alarm because I'm so nervous. So yay for anxiety. Right now I'm currently opening a box with a, as you saw by the title, West Indian Leopard Gecko, which is Eublepharis fuscus. I know, honey. It's so scary. It's so scary. Oh my gosh. Oh, I can see her little... So, her problem is that she has a kinked spine at the base of like her tail. So she does have a little bump. Something else I'm worried about is that she does like appear to be quite bulgy in the abdomen. So she might be a bit overweight. But something else I've noticed when I was looking up fuscus online and on Instagram and hashtags and things like that, they all seem to carry weight more predominantly in their abdomen than their tail, so that'll be interesting to see. Here she is. How beautiful are you, honey? Wow. Oh my gosh. I know. We're just gonna let you sit for a minute. You pooped in here. You are so pretty. Oh, she jumped. It's okay, honey. We're just gonna let you sit for a minute and just feel the room temperature, start realizing that it's bright instead of dark, because she just came out of a box which she was in since yesterday. So I might be showing her. I'm the worst YouTuber. I know. What a crazy world. Yesterday you were in Idaho. In Idaho. Now you're in Indiana. One eye to another eye. Yep, I can see her spine definitely. It like juts out on one side and then comes back down. It's not like too terrible, but I can definitely see. She's just like circling around right now. How do I get out of this infernal contraption? Oh my god, I'm so bad at it. I just keep lowering my hand. I know. She's like, get me out of here. Yeah. I know, it's so bright. It's so bright, honey. You really want out, don't you? She's like scratching her nose against this thing. Look at her. She's like, out, please. Look, out, please. So I'm gonna go put her in her quarantine enclosure. I will include her permanent enclosure later on in the video like I normally do. But again, this video is gonna span over multiple weeks, so I'm so excited. Okay, I'll see you guys in like a second, but really it'll be quite some time later. Say bye for now. Yes, pretty girl, say bye for now. So before we dive into her enclosure tour, I would like to discuss some of the things that I've noticed in terms of differences between the two species. One, her appearance is so different. Like, her eye shape is really small compared to some of the leopard geckos I have, and that's actually something that you should try to achieve if you breed leopard geckos, by the way. Eye shape and eye size are not supposed to be really big, so like my gecko Renly, for example, has huge eyes, and definitely a pet-only gecko there. And then another thing I noticed is that her body is relatively wide in comparison. I believe I mentioned this back when I was recording her her unboxing, that she looked like rotund. She has lost some weight since then, but in general her body shape is just different. Like, she has a small head and her body is like wider, and she has this really cool, like, she looks like a Mac Snow but with so much cooler patterning. And some of the other fuscus look just incredibly amazing. Like, they'll have large blotches of pattern that are the same, and then the next blotch of pattern is like broken up and different. It's really cool. Another thing I noticed is the fact that her skin is smoother. So leopard geckos have smooth skin, but they have like little bumps, and she has like really smooth skin. Like, she kind of feels velvety. Like, it's really neat. You can tell, at least to someone who's used to looking at leopard geckos of all kinds, that she doesn't look like a regular leopard gecko, which is how I noticed her when I was scrolling their page, the pet only page. I was like, gotta have her, got to. And then I gave myself a little bit of time to think about it, and then I got her because I just had to. But yeah, you can tell right away that she's like a unique looking, and I do hope to have beyond fuscus, like have hard wiki. But now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys her enclosure tour, and then we'll come back for the outro. Okay everyone, so this is Carci's enclosure, and it is one of the gecko bookshelves. She's in one of the newer ones, and she's actually sleeping right now. She's sleeping in her cork house, so we're not gonna bother her. We're just gonna let her be, and if she comes out on her own, then she'll come out. But the entirety of your enclosure is like mostly what you're seeing. It's a little bit further back to show you the whole thing. I often get asked if my enclosures have a door, because like when I film with the door off, people are like, how do the geckos stay inside? And I'm like, there's a door. So there is a door for her enclosure. This is the door. It's just off right now so that there's no reflection while we're looking into the enclosure. But anyways, she has 3 plants in this enclosure. They are all Exoterra brand, so she has 2 hanging Exoterra plants right here and right here, and then she also has an Exoterra fern in the size small, maybe it's called medium, I don't know. One's smaller than the other, and this is the smaller one, and it just, you know, has a base and it's sitting right there. She also has her humid hide, and then she has a cork round up here, and then she has her big cork house over here. She really likes that cork house. Like, she hides in it all the time. I just added this cork round yesterday because I bought a bunch of cork over Black Friday, so I'm not sure what she's done with it yet because I just put it in yesterday. But I'm hopeful that she'll like it. She likes to be hidden, she likes to be secluded. When she eats, as you've seen in the clips, she'll like come out of this house to eat, and she like won't be out and about. And if I handle her, the first thing she does is runs in here or runs in there. And I'm kind of excited about giving her the cork round and this ground plant, which also I added yesterday, because, oh wait, no, I added these 2 yesterday, but I'm excited to have like more darkness in the corners here because she just really likes to hide. So I figure I'll give her as much, you know, possibility to do that because she loves hiding. If you're looking up here and you're concerned that there's like a window, it's actually like for ventilation. The back is cut and then there is a mesh screen over it, so she can't escape through it. It's just like for ventilation, but it kind of like from far away just looks like there's a giant hole in her enclosure. It is covered, don't worry. a couple questions I usually get when it comes to the gecko bookshelves. This is kitchen cabinet liner. I got it off of Amazon, but you can also buy it at Walmart. My only recommendation is that when you first open it, let it like air out, like roll it out all the way, let it air out before you use it. And then when it comes to cleaning it, it's very simple. You can use like paper towel and water to like spot clean where a poop was, and if you want to clean the whole thing, you can clean it with soap and water, whatever you prefer to do. In terms of cleanings, it's very easy to clean. Just don't scrub it like super hard, because if you do, some of the color will come off of here. I actually had that happen last year during ovulation season because the EcoEarth, I hate EcoEarth, it stained the kitchen cabinet liner when my geckos would kick it out of the lay box. And it stained the lay boxes too. But anyways, I scrubbed it to get it off of the kitchen cabinet liner, and you know, the appearance came off with it, and so there was like white patches on it, which is really annoying. But it's inexpensive. You don't have to replace it like you do with paper towel, and it's not loose, so there's no risk of impaction. But with her, I'm not sure if I'm gonna go the route of keeping her in a gecko bookshelf or if I'm gonna go the route of giving her a bioactive. Haven't decided yet. I still want to learn a bit more about her as an individual gecko, and then see what's best for her. Yeah, she is like definitely not coming out because her butt is like down here, so her head's all the way over there. But yeah, this is her enclosure. And if you have any questions about it, let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or concerns, please leave them down below, as I am very much so willing to address them. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!